Welcome back to another guide video for ChatMate. Last time we got ChatMate downloaded, running, and authenticated, and now we can start to set up ChatMate. So in this video, I'm going to give you an overview of the events window in ChatMate, just to give you an idea of how it works, and we'll also create an example chat command just to show you the flow of creating one. But the focus will be mainly on the features of the events window and how it operates. In future videos, we'll go over how to set up different types of events. However, in this one, we're just going to focus on the flow of the events window and how it operates. All right, we're going to go to Manage, Events, and this is what the events window looks like. Most of the other windows in ChatMate look fairly similar, but they're not quite as complex. On the left side, you'll see a list of all your existing events. And on the right side, you'll see a section where you can create a new event. At the top, you'll have the event name, a checkbox labeled one random action, and another one labeled enabled. The enabled checkbox determines whether or not the event as a whole is enabled. One random action prompts ChatMate to select one of the actions you've set for this event to do at random. I'll go over that in a little bit more detail when we get into the events. And the event name is really just any name that means something to you. Now below that, we'll have two sections that look fairly similar to the whole window that we're looking at right now. You'll notice that, again, on the left, we'll have a list of triggers. Currently it's empty. And on the right, an area to create a new one. Same thing with the actions below that. In ChatMate, you build all your events the way that you want them to work. An event in ChatMate is made up of at least one trigger and at least one action. A trigger is anything that can prompt this event to start. An action is any action ChatMate can take when that event is triggered. So we'll go to create a new trigger. At the top, we have trigger type, which by default is on chat command. We have several different trigger types in ChatMate so far, and this list is going to continue to grow. Each individual trigger type has its own parameters that need to be set, and in this example, we'll go over the chat command parameters. Next to that is the enabled checkmark, which indicates whether or not this trigger within the event itself is enabled. Below that, we have stream status. The three options are online only, offline only, and online and offline. Below that, you have global cooldown and user cooldown. These are in seconds. Then you have moderator only, which only allows moderators to invoke this chat command. Then trigger text, which is where you would write the actual command text. Don't include the exclamation point. So in our example, we'll just write test. Now if we scroll down below that, we'll see we have a case sensitive checkbox. If we were to check this, that would indicate that users have to spell it and capitalize it exactly as you did here. This allows you, in fact, to use the same word but capitalized in different ways to trigger different events if that's something you need. For most cases, it's not necessary, so we're going to uncheck it. This means that users can capitalize the word test however they want to, so long as they spell it properly. User currency cost is a checkbox indicating whether or not you want ChatMate to charge viewers to use this command. You'll have a choice between the available currencies that you have. We'll go over how to create these in a later video. And below that, the amount to charge them. I don't want to charge anyone for this, so we'll leave it unchecked. And the last parameter here is filter by usernames. This is comma separated and allows you to specify users who can use this command. If it's left blank, anyone can use it. So in our case, we're going to leave it blank. We're going to go ahead and hit the plus button here to add the trigger to our event. And you'll see that we're now ready to add another trigger if we want to do that. If I click on my new trigger in the list, I'll have some options here. I can duplicate the trigger, remove it, edit it, disable it, and enable it. Editing the trigger will bring it back into the window, but change the background color to red to signify that it is an existing trigger that you are editing. And the button at the top will switch for a cancel button and a confirm button. and that is to cancel or confirm the edits you make here. For now, we're going to cancel and move on to the actions. At the top here, we have action type. By default, it is send message. As with the trigger types, we have several action types currently, and we'll be adding to this as more functionality comes to ChatMate. Each individual action type, of course, has its unique parameters that need to be given for it to work properly. And next to that, we have, again, an enabled checkbox, which indicates whether or not this specific action within the event is enabled. Below that, we have an include in randomizer checkbox. This works in tandem with the one random action checkbox for the event. If an event in ChatMate has the one random action checkbox enabled, ChatMate would then look for all the actions in the event that have the include in randomizer checkbox enabled as well, and will pick one of those at random to do instead of all of them. This way, you can have a list of actions that is run every time an event is triggered, and another list of actions that ChatMate picks one of the items from to do. For example, if I had 6 total actions for sending a message, and the top 3 had include in randomizer deselected, but the bottom 3 had include in randomizer selected, and my event had one random action selected, ChatMate would run all 3 of the first 3 actions every single time, and it would pick one of the last 3 actions at random every single time, resulting in 4 messages being sent to chat every single time. I hope that was clear. But it is a very powerful tool if that's something you need. So we'll go ahead and clear out these empty message actions and create a new one. To do that, we can just select all of our actions and click remove. Click yes, and they're gone. Now this message can be plain text, and it can also include global variables. We'll go over those in detail in a later video because they're very important, especially if you start getting into more complex functionality with ChatMate. For now, we just want to write some plain text, so we'll do that. And so far as the send message action, that's it. We can hit plus. It adds our action to the event. And now we can hit plus on our event to add that to our list. As you can see, we now have our example event here. And just like with the triggers and actions, we can duplicate it, remove it, edit it, disable it, or enable it. If we choose to edit an event, it will open the entirety of the event and make the whole background red to let you know that that event is being edited. Let's go ahead and deselect one random action so that it always runs this send message because it's the only action we have anyway. And let's save that. And now, so long as ChatMate is connected to your channel, you should be able to write !test in your channel and have it say, "This is a test" back. Now, even a simple chat command in ChatMate can get much more complex. And we will get into more complex event types in future videos. But that is the basic layout and operation of the events window. And now we can actually move on to creating an audio clip and an event to trigger it.